Good morning. So I'm going to, I was going to make biscuits this morning and bacon, and I thought, well, I'll do it on video so y'all can get a biscuit recipe. It's nothing fancy. There's no sugar. There's nothing. It's self-rising flour, shortening, which I always use Crisco butter flavor, and milk. That's it. So I'm going to put my oven on 450. And I'm gonna get it started. So where's my sifter? How fancy I am. My flour is in a Ziploc bag. There's 1 cup. I'm gonna sift it down a little bit so it don't flop out. I hate this sifter. Basically, end up doing this. When I was a kid, Nanny and Pawpaw and Mom don't have hers either, so it must have finally worn out. But it was a metal, like a metal sifter, like a can. On the side was a handle with this squeeze thing, and you just went like this. Just back and forth on the handle, and you can't find them anymore. At least I can't find one. I've looked at Walmart. I've looked all over. You can find the ones that do this, but I wanted this one because this is a pain. You have to hold it with this hand, and it's big, and then twist. So I ended up just doing this. It's easier to hold. I've thought about, and I haven't done it, like looking at resale shops and stuff with people that have gotten rid of stuff. And I don't know why somebody didn't go back to that old-fashioned one and start making it again, like Pioneer Woman. Why can't she make the old-fashioned one? Anyway, it's 2 cups of self-rising flour. Okay, and I melt my Crisco. I know my grandpa, Daddy's daddy, was basically the cook in that family. Nanny cooked sometimes, like a pot of beans and stuff, but Papa was usually the cook. And his biscuits, there's nothing been in my lifetime since him biscuits that tasted like his. He used yeast, but he also used that, oh my gosh, now I'm going to draw a blank. It's coming to my head and it won't come out. You know, the jar of old, like a yeast and a, what is it called? I want to say it's called a proof, but it's not called a proof. I don't think it's called something else. Anyway, kept it in a jar. It didn't smell very good. It was like back in the back corner of the pantry where it's dark. And he would put that in, and then he always used buttermilk. And his biscuits didn't rise very much. They were just, you know, maybe an inch. But they were so soft, and they were so, the taste was unlike any taste of a biscuit I've ever had. And if I could remember how he did that, I don't think the word is proof, and I cannot think, my mind is drawing a blank, but anyway. Okay, so it's a 1/4 cup of shortening. I love Crisco. I don't do oil. I do shortening. It makes them fluffier. I melt it down. This might even be a little bit more than a 1/4 cup, but I melt it in the microwave. And I'm going to say 2/3 cup milk, but actually milk, I always just put it till the biscuits look like the right consistency. get this cutting board out. I always do my biscuits on a cutting board. As you can see, there's flour residue on this one still from the last time. I have my grandpa's cutting board. You know, our house, our house burnt. We lost the house in 2012 in the fire. But in his kitchen, in the old kitchen, and I had kept this even before the fire. I had taken this out because the kitchen in their house was an addition in the old house. It was an addition. And it was basically sort of starting to want to fall off the house. I don't know how to explain it, but it was sinking. And when they went under there to do some jacking up and straighten it all up, it literally was sitting on cypress stumps. That's what, you know, we use blocks and, you know, pads and blocks today on a house. Oh no, ma'am, you're not. Ah! That scared her. But it was on cypress knees and stumps. But with the appliances and things like that in that room, it was just too heavy. And so we ended up taking off the back wall of that house. It was so rotten. The studs were rotting. And so we took the back wall off. We used some posts, you know, to keep the roof from falling. But, and then for about 6 months, it was almost like a porch. It had the wall on this side and the wall, because the wall on this side, like if you were in this kitchen, this addition, the wall on the left was the back wall to the bathroom. So it had to stay. But that wall got actually replaced too. That whole back wall, the length of the house, was replaced. But this section, I just thought I had moved the kitchen into the main house, into that very next room, which was like a big dining room to start with, but it was still pretty big. So the kitchen was at one end, and I still had a little bit of section down here for a table and an island. But so in that part, when we took all that old kitchen off, he had a cutting board. I still have it. Well, I say cutting board, but it was his flour board. And hear me, where is it? Oh, here it is. I never got rid of it. It's old as the hill. This was in their cabinet, like, you know, a pull out, like a drawer, but you pulled it out. It was just this. It was wood. I painted it this light color blue, I don't know, a long time ago when I was first going to use that kitchen, and I painted all the cabinets. I painted them blue. But he would pull this out of the drawer. Look, it's split. I had to put a little piece of thin stuff on this end to keep this from splitting any more than it was. But this has, when you look deep in it, you can see old flour. It's so smooth from the years and years of him making biscuits on it. I don't really remember which is the top or the bottom. This is the smoothest side, so I feel like this was the top. But anyway, I kept this. When we redid that kitchen, I didn't want to throw it away, so I kept it. And for years in the old house, I'd used it to make my biscuits on. But now that it's got this big hole in the center and stuff, flour comes out and everything, I don't. I just keep it because it's my keepsake of something that my grandpa used. So I just use a cutting board, just a Walmart cutting board. And so I got my flour, make a little well down in the middle, down in the center of it. Just, you know, a little hole right in the middle. And where I do is I'll put my shortening in there, right in that little well. I know, I'm not measuring. I'm saying 2/3. Then I mix. And if I need a little bit more milk, I'll add a little bit more. I think I'm gonna put a little bit more. I used to keep buttermilk just so I would, for making biscuits, but I don't make biscuits that often anymore because keto. Ugh. All right. I may have added a little bit too much that time, but you can't go wrong with biscuits because when I put them out here on this floured board, they're going to soak up some of that flour and then they'll be okay. All right, I have to turn this heat down in the house. Give me 1 second. Okay. Now I don't use self-rising on my floured board. I don't know why. I guess I could, but I don't. I will put this up and put this up. Stick them over here to the side. And don't judge cabinets. All right, so here's just some all-purpose. And I will sprinkle some of this on my board. I hope y'all are able, I don't know if you can see because I think the camera is showing more this direction. So let me, now that I got some flour out, let me move this down here. Let me see what y'all see. Oh yeah, you can see. All right, put this milk up. So, you can see this was really, really simple. Now I keep just an old can for my biscuits. Let me get a little bit more flour. Let's get it in my hands. And I'm going to need to fold into each other a little bit more. Don't have to knead forever, just okay. Let me wash my hands. Okay. My cookie sheet, aka pizza pan. Let's fit. Rolling pin and roll it out. Nothing fancy, no fancy ingredients, no yeast. Years ago, I had a recipe when I was younger, and I really didn't do all that much cooking then. But I come across a recipe for biscuits that included cream of tartar. And I made them a couple of times and everybody liked them, but I don't know, I don't even remember what that recipe was. I could have taken my sweater off, but I'm still in my clothes I wore last night to bed. So sometimes I'll melt, or if I have any melted, I'll melt some butter and just sort of wash the tops. Usually I don't. If I do, I do it after I take them out of the oven, if I want to. Simple, simple. Nothing to it. But I wanted eggs this morning. I'll do eggs. I don't think I want an egg this morning. I just leave a sausage or bacon he's happy with. I'll just do some bacon in the pan. And the thing is, after these are done, if I have any left over, I'll just put them in a Ziploc and throw them in the refrigerator. And, you know, have them for the next couple of mornings, a biscuit or something every morning. Scoop some of these around, make more room for a couple more. Maybe a third. One last one. Hope this isn't too boring for y'all. That's it. Alright, I'm gonna stick these in the oven and I don't know, about 12 minutes I think. 12, 15 minutes. And when they come out, don't judge. Biscuit bug. Don't tell me things like worms are gonna grow in my stomach and things. I don't want to hear about it. Anyway, when those come out, I'm gonna pause it. But when those come out, then I'll show y'all how they look. I'll get his bacon going too. Okay, so I am fixing to take them out of the oven. Oh, starter. He had a starter, sourdough starter. That's what the taste was. It was a sourdough. Anyway, I knew it wasn't proof. I couldn't think of the word. And all of a sudden I was cleaning and making the bacon and it just came to my head. Anyway, so yeah, I'm going to get these out of the oven. They're done. And it was about 10 minutes. Can you see them? Really pretty. And I got bacon grease I need to put up. I always save it. It's good flavoring for different things. Keep this up here on my stove. And then as soon as that cools off, I'll stick it in the oven. Alright, so got my biscuits. I'll get one from, see the bottoms? Pretty. They're pretty. Fluffy. I wish y'all could, can you see that steam? Oh, they're just pretty. They're pretty biscuits. I'll put a little bit of butter in them. And I'm a blackberry jelly girl. I finished off, I can't remember who it was that made some jellies for Mom and Dad. This is almost gone too. I brought the strawberry home. And I finished that off already. my favorite jelly was Blackburns. And you can still get Blackburns jelly. But I like the blackberry. And Walmart, and all the Walmarts in my area don't carry the blackberry anymore. They have all kinds of other, they even had an apricot. I'm like, who eats that? And a jelly. Surely there's more people that eat blackberry. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh, thank you, Jesus. So, that's it. Biscuits, easy. Made some bacon. Levi, breakfast! He's still watching TV in my room. Never come out of my room yet. Anyway, I want y'all to have a blessed day. And make you some biscuits. It's not hard. And you could probably, I don't take the time to make a starter. I might try to do it one day, start doing it, and then see if I can ever get a biscuit that tasted like my grandpa's, because it was really good. They were just really good biscuits. But they weren't tall. They weren't even as tall as these. They were thin. I don't know how tall that is. It's probably about an inch. This is an inch. His was probably about a ½ inch. Really, really short. And just smooth. The tops are so smooth. Anyway, they were really, really good biscuits. But these are good biscuits. A really, really good biscuit recipe. No sugar, just self-rising flour, Crisco, and milk. And you might could get a different taste if you add a buttermilk to it. But anyway, y'all have a blessed day. Levi, you want to holler at everybody and tell them have a blessed day or something?
Y'all have a blessed day.
Okay, guys. See y'all later.